All right, welcome to my mess. What I got going on, the flooring I'm going to use, some felt back linoleum. It wasn't cheap. I wasn't happy about it. That's drop off. I had to buy a 12 by 12 piece because they wouldn't cut me an 8 by 12. This is the piece I'm using. Very unhappy about that purchase, but it's a good floor. And water tank. Prepping all the plumbing so I can do the walls. Maybe tomorrow I'll throw it on walls. Everything's a mess. I just installed my spigot for a water hose, a wash down on the front porch. And the last video I posted, put an R6 1-inch foam board down on my original floor, and then a 1/2 inch of Rocco on top. So my floor is a total of 2 inches. Plumbing. Originally I was going to run my water tank. Crudely got it laid out. I don't know if you can see the lines on the floor where the bathroom is going to be. My kitchen counter. I was going to run the piping through the foam on the floor, but I figured if I ever had an issue, it was easier to tear down walls than it would be a floor. So my shower, I was kind of undecided. My shower wall is going to be here, so I have my hot and cold water piping, PEX, 1/2 inch PEX, ready to run down my wall when I build my wall for my shower. And that's done. I have a supply line 2 tank. This is going to be my field line. I have a field port I'm going to install in the back wall. It's going to install somewhere in this area. It's going to run through my cabinets, and my other end of my field line is one of these. I got everything labeled. So I have a field line crossing over through the ceiling. PEX doesn't bend like you want it to, so I had to use a good bit of 90s. Shark bite fittings are not cheap. It took me 4 90s just to get through here. I could not bend the PEX without kinking it to get it through my walls. I just couldn't. They run across the ceiling. 2 more 90s. One's a supply line, a water field, and the other one is supplied to the water pump. So my pump, I'm not sure if it's gonna suck that water uphill or not. I don't think it will, so I'll probably have to put the pump on this end under the futon, which I really wanted to pump under the sink, but I don't believe it's gonna suck the water, I don't know, 6 foot up, 8 foot across. Once it makes it across, it's gonna gravity feed and drop down. I'm not certain on that. I may have to do a test. If not, the pump's gonna go under the futon next to the water tank. The water tank is going here, and I better move it to fine tune my weight. And I can, once I figure out where I need it, I can go ahead and block it down where it can't go anywhere. Again, this is shower lines, hot and cold. The sink hot and cold will be run when I build the cabinet. I can do that plumbing after, but all my main plumbing is ran. So I have a line to fill the tank, crosses over to the other side. I have a line to supply the pump, which crosses over the roof, which again I'm uncertain if that pump can do that. And I added another line to make me a hose, put a water hose in the front. Why not? And I'm gonna add my line for my city water, but I could do that at a later time. I could do that once the cabinet is built. I have a few more electrical lines to run. All my wiring that goes on this control panel. That's all this extra wiring goes into the console, and that's gonna be for my DC for all my navigation lights. Now my water pump, my vent fan, my chart plotter, and my backup camera is going to be ran from the house 12-volt side. I have 11 circuits available. I'm only going to use a few of them. But I'm hoping tomorrow I'm going to have to suffer, pull the AC out to do walls. So I'll probably put the portable back in here. Or I may just go ahead and do that wall last. That way I can do the rest of the walls with air conditioning. Maybe I can start back here. I'm undecided if I'm putting a finished wall where the shower is going to be. Most houses don't have a finished wall where the shower is going to be. But I don't know how soon I'm going to build a shower. But if anything, my 4-foot mark is right here. I can start my walls that way. Walk around the front, make my way here, and wrap it. And by that time, I'll make a decision on the shower, what I'm gonna do, and I'll also make a decision on the water pump. But yeah, once I knock out this wiring, I got 4 wires left to run. Then I can start planning on walls, and I can put my linoleum in once the walls are done. And probably the ceiling, I'll probably do the ceiling too. I'm still shooting for the end of next month for my first little adventure in this thing. Everything's looking good. The AC does great, as long as you don't let it get 100 degrees in here. If you let it get 100, it takes a good hour before you really start feeling good and it holds a good temperature. These windows is the downfall. It's, yesterday, well actually no, this morning at 9 a.m. it was 94 in here, and I come turn this on. I put on 70. It's been kicking on and off, cycling all day. And, it's 77 on that wall, 78. Of course, the closer you get to the AC, the cooler it's going to be. It's 77, but it's a comfortable 77. It's 74 on the front wall. That was the purpose of putting the AC on this side, because most of my time would be spent at the helm. And even on this side, I got direct sunlight on this wall, and I've got 77 on the interior. I can always bump the AC down to like 68 or even 65 and get it colder in here, but really it's quite comfortable. This is going to be the warmest corner. There's no airflow, and plus the sun's beating down the wall. 78 is really not that hot. If I was trying to sleep, 78 would be hot. But, this is going to be the bathroom, so I'm probably got to put some kind of fan to draw air in, because the AC vents don't blow no air. You don't start feeling AC air to about the middle of these windows. But yeah, I'm rambling like always. I did throw some insulation in my door. There's the R6 that I put on the floor. This is drop off. I need to come back and fall tape it. But I'm happy with the way it's turning out. I am gonna make some that bubble wrap fall insulation. I'm gonna make some covers that fit the windows. That's gonna help out a whole lot. You know, on the day when you anchor it out, and you can really bring the temperature down in here. Once I get rid of the greenhouse effect, the windows lets in a lot of heat and lose a lot of heat. It's a single pane. It's probably like an R1 value, which is almost nothing, but it does help. So yeah, I'm gonna finish my electrical today. I'm gonna clean all this up, get everything back out of here, and I'm gonna start planning. Maybe tonight I'll start on walls, but I'll probably wait for tomorrow. And once I get the walls up and all this wiring covered, it's really gonna feel like an accomplishment. I mean, it already feels like an accomplishment, what I've got done from what I started with. I think this is a great DIY project. I started on it in July of last year, and we're at the end of May. I started in July of last year, but there was plenty of times where I would go two months without doing nothing on this build. You know, I picked up a lot of dock jobs, floating dock jobs. That's what paid for this entire project, my profits from my floating dock builds. Yeah, I paid bills with that money too. Right now, I'm about $8,000 invested, and I don't have much more to invest besides the trailer. I need to convert the trailer to a double axle. She's still sitting there on a single axle, but right now, single axle is going to do. I'm maxed out on a single axle is what I'm getting at. So I'm not gonna have far travels until I convert it to a double axle. About $1,200 for all the parts to convert to a double, but it's gonna happen. So that's my next big expense. It may wait till I get another dock job or two down on the books, That way, I don't want to put myself in a bind to afford it. I still have profit money from the last 3 docks picked up. It was supposed to go to that trailer, but I made a decision. I'm gonna buy everything I need for the houseboat, almost everything, to where I can get out in the water, start having some adventures. Summer's coming up in the installation business. Me and the boss was talking about taking some time off, you know, not doing as much work as we normally do, so where there'll be a period where sometimes I have a week, maybe 2 weeks off of work. So if this is ready to go, that'll work out perfect. I can go have my little adventures and bring some of y'all along with me. Yeah, that's where I'm at. That's what my plans are. I'm gonna finish my wiring for my DC side, and I'm gonna go on wall duty. I'm gonna knock these walls out, take care of the ceiling, and I imagine once the wall panels are on, it may help a little bit with insulation. They have an air gap between the paneling I'm using. That's we call it Luan. That's what it used to be called, Luan. It's almost like a birch ply. It's lightweight, easy to work with. It doesn't do well when it hits water, but what paneling does, right? Unless you go with something composite, but then you have a lot of weight. I was to go with FRP, fiberglass or fiber reinforced panel. That's what almost all the boats down here that are built and shipped here, that's what they put in it. It's white and it has a texture on it. It's got a little bit of weight to it. It's not terrible in weight, but the price is like 30 bucks a sheet, and I would need about 14 sheets. I already have the Luan is paid for, so that's what I'm gonna go with, the Luan. It's been paid for 4 years. When I bought this house, I bought a bunch of Luan. It was cheaper back then, and I think I have 11 or 12 sheets left over, so that's what I'm going with. The shower, I've yet to find an affordable 24-inch by 32-inch shower pan. The cheapest I've found one, I'll say 180 bucks. And it's a little plastic camper shower. So I think I may go ahead and just try to build one out of some lighter wood and continue to poor man's fiberglass steam in the shower. My shower, my measurements, I think that left me 26. I got mine. Yeah, be about 26 by 32, give or take an inch from my wall thickness. But the shower pan, and then from right here all the way to here is going to be an open area for a change room and toilet, and that's still going to leave me over 6 feet to put my futon here. Originally I was going to put the shower wall here at 50 inches, a 50-inch long bathroom. That would only give me about 25 inches from here to the end, just enough room to put that portable toilet. I still may go that route. It would give me a little more room on the living side, but I would kind of like to have more room in the bathroom. So that's still an undetermined exact location of the wall. Originally I put this stud here for a 50-inch wall, but I may go ahead and push that wall to the next stud. I'm gonna do some careful measuring my futon and make sure I have enough room. But thank y'all for stopping by. See y'all on the next one. Maybe the next video I'll have a big update when all the walls are in. I know when it comes time to cut my windows, it's going to be a pain. It's not going to be fun to cut the windows out. My framing already, I'm going to have an issue. Camper windows are made for 1.5 inch thick total walls. My walls are 2.5 inches. So after I get my Luan on, I'm about to put these trim rings on, and I'm about to come back and backfill with some wooden trim spaces to hide this gap. The only one that almost worked out will be the front door, because my front door is exactly 1.5 inches thick. But when I add my Luan, I'm going to have a 3/16 gap between here. That won't be too bad of a gap. But again, see you on the next one.